Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your mid-April 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here, but I do mention astrological transits sometimes. Um, and this is the aftermath of the eclipse in your sign. So how are you faring? Is anything different? Does everything seem pretty much the same? Good question for Aries. Wow. Last couple of cards really bring this home in a good way. I'm also going to be picking, let me do that right now, just cut the cards, show you the back of these. This is Sacred Geometry Activation. I'll be reading that card in a minute. So the heart of the matter is the Ace of Cups. This is kind of like this mental clarity that allows you to move forward with something. So sometimes this can be with, let's say, relationship matters. If you have been in denial over something in a relationship, and now you realize that um, this relationship is something that is maybe not the best for you because some Aries people have Mercury in Pisces or Venus in Pisces, and you may be in denial over something that is not okay in your relationship. I obviously it doesn't have to be with those astrological placements, but usually Aries people are pretty straightforward. Like in your own speech, you can be very blunt, but you, I feel like sometimes Aries people gloss over details and they don't really pay attention to those things, and then they're like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And it was because they were focused on the wrong thing sometimes. So yeah, so that's happening. And when we look at the past position, what may have triggered this, the Mother of Cups is the Queen of Cups, and this is psychic ability. And it can also be artistic ability, but if I talk about psychic ability, it's really being able to have your intuition show you the truth of a situation. Again, sometimes when people are in denial, they don't want to really look at, they don't even need to be Miss Cleo to see the truth of something, but they are kind of like resistant to the truth. So this can be about the person who is like admitting to themselves what is really going on in a particular situation. What crosses you, and I got in the reverse position, but I just want to hold it upright to show you what this card is. It's the Mother of Pentacles, so I'm reading this reversed. This is a card of the feminine energy. I look at this as kind of like a minor arcana version of the Empress card. So I would interpret it in a similar way of the feminine energy being used in a desecrating way. So for instance, let's say that you're dealing with a relationship issue, maybe even cheating, and maybe the Ace of Swords is that kind of clarity about a situation. And if you're with somebody who has cheated, like especially a woman, that woman may be kind of using her sexuality as a way to control situations and to gain from them, even like on a financial level. I'm not talking about prostitution, but kind of that. Yeah, I mean, like somebody who is like a gold digger, who is, and that can be a man too, by the way. I don't want to just make that, it's kind of sexist to just put it on women, but women were typically the ones who were financially dependent on men. So that's why they have to get the bad rap, but not anymore. And it can work both ways for sure. But also this can be like, and I've been getting this theme of like another person involved. Maybe it's the mother of the child of your partner, because and as I explained with the Mercury retrograde, people from the past could be coming back, and so you might have to be dealing with this thing. Well, the Ace of Swords can be like, maybe this person has been blaming that individual for something that they've really been doing, and maybe making it like, oh yeah, she is, such a bad person, and meanwhile he's having an affair with her. So you finally figure that out and you connect the dots. um what crosses you is the Hangman. So you may feel like you're being jerked around in a situation, especially, oh yeah, and I didn't say this too, but this can be like a three-party situation where somebody is telling you that they are going to leave their spouse. Sometimes what will happen is that they will say, well, we're just, living under the same roof, but we're actually living, um, what do you call it? Like, separate lives. And I mean, not to say that that's a lie 100% of the time, but if you don't see any movement, then you probably are just being strung along. And that person may even intend to leave, but they can't bring themselves to leave, especially if children are involved, or if they don't have the money, or they don't want to shell out the money to that other person during a divorce. So they might be trying to have the best of both worlds, in other words. And so you may feel like you're in this holding pattern where you can't move ahead and you can't get what you want. And it feels very frustrating, especially for an Aries person that likes to have that forward movement. What's coming in is the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands. Definitely, the wands are connected to fire signs, and of course, Aries is a fire sign, and it's really, Aries is really about taking action. You're not the kind of person to just sit still for very long and allow everything to happen. King of Wands is about stepping into your power. You may feel like somebody else holds the power. Because this can also be, in some cases, about, your career path. Maybe you were a little bit shaky on that. You have Chiron in your sign, so some of you may be going into healing professions, or wanting to, and it's kind of like you're not quite sure if that's for you, and so you're uncharacteristically hesitant or unsure of things. Usually Aries people, they'll, even when they're not 100% sure, they may just take action. But it's not, necessarily a good thing sometimes, because obviously, it can lead to you doing things rashly and not really in alignment with your highest, um, sense of self. So the King of Wands is about aligning with your personal power, not forgetting about other people. Like, so for instance, let's say that scenario resonates with some of you, of like being with somebody who won't leave their marriage, won't leave their partnership. What you can do without kind of forcing their hand, and yet forcing their hand at the same time, is to say to them, look, I know that it's very difficult to leave this relationship, and I don't want you to do something that you don't want to do. And I know that, breaking up your family is a very delicate situation. So I'm going to bow out. And I want us to live our lives independently for the next 90 days and let's see what happens. See if you, without me in the picture, if maybe you can make your marriage work. Because if I'm in the picture, I'm going to be kind of splitting your energy. I'm going to make it hard for you to make a decision. So I'm going to like kind of bow out of this picture and see what happens. And then you may find that that other person, that really what you're doing too is you're letting that person see what life is like without you in it. And if they really have become attached to you, and if they want to spend more time with you, then they're going to be more motivated to make changes, that necessary changes in their life. So that's the King of Wands is about autonomous attitudes and behavior, in other words. The outcome card is the Sun card. What doesn't this card represent that is positive? This card is connected to Leo, and it is about love, creativity, healing, abundance, success, all the things. And so when you are standing in your power, that's when you experience the blessings of the sun, is the best way for me to interpret this. And let's talk about this card. And it's all about honoring yourself in a situation where you may be getting jerked around. Universal love, 44, which is, by the way, a master number. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. So when you're dealing with kind of personal love, another thing that you can do too is say, how does this relationship help me rub off on me? If you're in a toxic situation with someone, then you're going to be more likely to treat others in a not so nice way. So this is why it's so important when we're deciding whether or not to be with somebody that we are very clear on the effect that they're having on us. And also that we value love of all beings versus just a select few. Because, this is the ultimate reason that we're here, is to share our light. And that is the way that we share love. And our light is our talents, our particular way that we express ourselves, and so on and so forth. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.